friends, welcome to What's Good in Your Neighborhood. I'm Laura Nicole, your host, and I'm super excited about back to school season. I'm joined today with CJ Berry, principal of Eastlake High School. Thanks for being with me today.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Of course. I would love to learn a little more about the school and the program. I know you guys are a non-traditional school. Maybe you can tell us what that means.
Well, thank you, first of all, for inviting me here. I really appreciate that. And I want to make sure people learn more about Eastlake. We're known as the diamond in the rough, and I no longer want to be the diamond in the rough.
That's right.
I want everyone to know about Eastlake. Eastlake started out 20 years ago in 2004 as Life Skills High School.
Okay.
We've had hundreds of students go through our program learning in a non-traditional way. So there's a multitude of reasons why we are non-traditional, but the number one reason that students like to come to us is that we do dropout recovery. So if for some reason the traditional school system did not work for you, we're the right choice. We're the one that will try to be flexible. And try to help support you where you are at that moment.
Okay, let's talk about what classes and schedules and what does that look like at a non-traditional kind of charter school versus maybe what people are used to in a traditional public high school.
Definitely. So for us, we actually happen to have two separate programs. We have an AM session that's for all my students that are under the age of 18. They come from 8 to 1:30, so they get out a little early so they can go work a job. We do require all of our students, regardless of age, to get work experience. So it's not just about their education, it's about practical knowledge in the work environment.
Very nice.
Then the older students, 18 and over, they come for a shorter amount of time. They're with us 4 days a week from 2 to 4. The majority of their work is done at home online. We also have an after hours tutor that works with them 3 days a week from 5 to 8 at night. So those are for the students, like I said, 18 and over. So they're already working a job. They may already have a family started, and they just need a more flexible solution to their day.
And a lot of times I think students think, oh, I'll just drop and then I'll get my GED. But even getting a GED is not for everyone. You miss that in-person kind of dynamic that you can really learn from. And I'm like a kinesthetic learner, so I need to see things and I need to do things that sometimes online is just not that easy, right?
Absolutely. And we're there for those students that just can't do it fully online, because there are a lot of online programs out there. And like I said, half of the program is online, but they can come in when they need support from a licensed teacher.
So, and then they get that high school degree. They have an actual diploma that says, you know, Eastlake High School.
Absolutely.
I love that. I love that so much. I know it makes a big difference when you're moving into the workforce to have, you know, you want to have that resume look as normal as possible, or maybe as nice as possible. But what are some of the challenges that you typically see for students that are facing that dilemma of, do I continue? Is this a good option for me? Maybe it's a learning style, maybe it's a life situation. How are they coming to you?
I think a lot of the challenges are the life situations, things outside of the scope of control for a school. So one of the things Eastlake does is we make sure we meet all the needs, or as many needs as possible. We have a food pantry for our students that are dealing with food insecurity. All of our breakfasts and lunches are free, even before Governor Polis wonderfully did that.
Yeah.
We've been doing it for quite some time. All of our school supplies are free, so no one has to worry about purchasing pens, pencils, calculators, all that.
How are you affording to do this as a charter program?
My board just makes an effort to make sure it is a budget line item every single year. So they make sure this is a priority.
Because this is not like a paid private school.
No,
like,
it is
I don't
not.
want people to get the wrong impression.
100% free from start to end. We're talking even your graduation regalia, your cap gown, which can be expensive, is 100% free at our school. We have a community closet if you need clothes.
Okay.
And not just for our students, we even have clothing for their children, toddler size, for the parents if they need interview clothing. We also offer laundry services for our students that are homeless and need that service and can't afford to go to a laundromat. And we even offer bus passes for students to get to us. So we try to do everything outside of school so that we break down every barrier possible, so all they have to do is come and learn.
That's really incredible, CJ. I'm like really wowed and impressed by like how many things you can really provide for these students that are maybe coming from situations through no fault of their own.
Exactly.
That really are kiddos that need extra support and extra resources that you guys are stepping up for. And I know you mentioned that there's a couple different tracks, and that's one of the things that sets you guys apart. Can you tell us a little more about maybe the kind of programs and class offerings that you guys have?
Absolutely. It was nice a couple of years ago, the Colorado Department of Education changed the graduation requirements. And with that change, we were able to design 3 individual graduation tracks. So our first track is the university track. It looks more like a traditional school. The student has to take foreign language, humanities, things like that to prepare them for a 4-year college. However, not everybody wants to do a 4-year college. For those kids that want to go into the military, we take away a couple of those courses and we add in things like ASVAB prep to ensure that they get the ASVAB score they want for the MOS or the career that they want to go into in the military. Not everyone wants to go into the military, so those students that want to do a vocation like welding, nursing, CNA, we have a vocational track. A little bit shorter time, but we spend time preparing them for that track. So we do intro to CNA courses or intro to culinary arts courses. Whatever direction they want to go for their career, we help focus them that direction.
That's a lot for you to focus on. I'm just sitting here thinking like, wow, you have to have a lot of teachers and a lot of different like industries to really prepare these students. How are you doing that?
You would think you'd have to. I'm lucky I have an amazing staff. I have an amazing staff of jacks of all trade. We also partner with Pikes Peak State College so that we can send our students to concurrent enrollment courses with those people that are industry, knowledgeable. So with that partnership and with my amazing staff, we make it work.
Wow. Is there anything like enrollment wise that we should be aware of? You just were telling me how they're already been back to school. Your students have been coming and going because you've got more or less continual enrollment, right?
Yes, we enroll all year round, especially since we have 2 graduations. So when we graduate in January, we like to backfill with more students. So even if a student gets halfway through the year and they say, my school's not working for me, they can come to Eastlake halfway through the year and we'll get them through the rest.
Or they start this season at their home school and they already realize this is not going to be it this year.
Absolutely, and that's the beauty of Colorado, having choice schools and having so many choices with charters. So yes, we are currently enrolling. All a student has to do is come by with their parent or guardian, take a tour, get the paperwork, and we can get them going within a week.
Wow, within a week. No, okay, well, there's really no excuses at this point. I mean, Miss Barry over here, she's taking out all of the obstacles.
I'm trying.
She's going to make sure you're fed, you're clothed, and your butt's in that chair.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, ma'am. That is the goal.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, well, as an educator, you've been with the school for quite a while, right?
I have. I started out as a science teacher in 2014.
Fantastic, and you just stuck with it, huh?
I did. I kind of moved up the ranks slowly but surely.
I'm not gonna lie. It sounds like maybe some challenging work, and maybe some different things. So, what is it about this school and this program that has really compelled you to stay involved and now be principal?
I think the number one thing is it's just so rewarding. You have those days where you get bogged down with the paperwork and the grind, and the red tape. You can't get around that in any industry. But that's one of the reasons why I love the fact we do 2 graduations. In January, we all get reinvigorated seeing those students graduate. Yeah. One of the beauties of our graduation is any student can write a speech and present that speech. So we don't just do valedictorian. Anyone who wants to share their journey and their experience can speak. And I tell you, if you watch the video, not a dry eye in the house ever. So that just kind of helps to reinvigorate everybody. That's why we're here.
Yeah. Can you tell us maybe about one of those stories or about a student that you've seen that's come through the program, they've graduated, and now you're just like, yes.
We have so many stories like that. One that stands out for me, I had a family that came through. We started with one sister, and she wasn't sure about, the whole different school. We're so small also. Okay. So if you come to us with behavior problems, I will say out loud, you'll no longer be a behavior problem. You can't slip through the cracks because there are no cracks at Eastlake. When the class size is 1 to 15, 1 to 10, every kid gets attention. Every kid gets noticed. We know every single name. I always say that's one of the beauties of my graduation. Every kid's name that I say, I have a story about that kid. I know that kid. And I love my traditional school principals, but not all high school principals can say
They have
that.
so many.
Yeah, with a graduating class of 500 or
know.
more, they can't
I know.
know every kid.
Well,
but
unfortunately, I
do.
know some of those names. But
They do. They do for different reasons, but
That's right.
I'm lucky I have a personal story for everyone. And this particular young lady came to us, struggled a bit, and then ended up graduating and going to the Army National Guard. And
Okay.
we did such a great job with her. Mom said, well, I have 2 more siblings to bring over. And we got both of them through. One of them joined the Navy, one of them joined active duty Army. So the whole family ended up finding
gosh.
success at Eastlake.
Well, I think it's really inspiring what you're able to do over there, but I also want to make sure that people know that, like, because we have choice programs in this state, you guys are a part of D11,
Yes.
right? Where are you located at?
We are located toward the southeast edge of Memorial Park.
Okay.
So off Eastlake Boulevard.
So that's pretty
part of our
central.
name.
Oh,
Yep.
I feel it. I feel it. So it's pretty central for people to be
It
able to
is.
get there, and you're removing barriers trying to get them there if they don't have a ride or something else.
Absolutely.
As well.
That's why we offer the free bus tickets, because
Yeah.
we're right on about 3 different lines.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's super convenient.
Mm-hmm.
As far as like student journeys and what parents, or even, you say you take folks up to age 21, what
Yes.
adults at this point are looking for and why they might come to you. What would you say if somebody was like, well, I don't really know that I want to go back to school, I'm just kind of over it, for them to be like, this is the place for me, come check it out?
I think the biggest thing I let people know is that this is just that one milestone that the majority of us need to take in order to hit the next step in our life, whatever that might look like. Again, like you had said, we take students up to the age of 21. A lot of times we have students come to us, they're not successful at their time because it's just not the right time for them, and that's okay. They come back to us because we do take re-enrolls.
Okay.
And a student may find out, in order to become a manager or, an executive or assistant executive at my career field, I got to at least have a high school diploma. I might even need to go back to college and get an associate's or a couple of certificates. So we're here for those kids that find that roadblock.
Sure.
At any time before the age of 21, we'll make it happen.
What a blessing. I feel like, when you're young, you maybe make some decisions that you look back on, you're like, oh, I wish I'd done that differently. But you're kind of given that cushion and that window to like, all right, you get out there, you explore, and you go, oops.
Absolutely.
Okay, again, come put your butt back in the seat.
Or like you said before, if life takes over.
Yeah.
You have a child or your parents
right.
lose their job, which we saw a lot in COVID, and a lot of our older students had to go to work
Yeah.
to help supplement the income for the household. And that's fine, as long as we can work with your employer and get you 2 hours a day, 4 days a week to come work with us, we'll make it happen.
Well, what a gift. What a gift you are to the community.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for being with me and making sure that our viewers and our listeners know about Eastlake High School. What's the website if we want to check out more information online?
It is www.eastlakehs.net.
All right. And I'm
Nice and
sure
simple.
you strike me as the kind of gal that would be like, and here's my cell phone. You guys give me a call if you need
Yep.
anything, but don't be doing that.
Well,
So,
usually
no.
nowadays I say hit me up on Instagram,
That's right.
Facebook, X, or Twitter.
Oh, my
Threads,
gosh. If my
maybe
principal was on TikTok,
I'm on TikTok. I don't like to give it out, or Snapchat because it blows up my phone. But I will
Yeah,
if that's
right,
the
right.
way a kid needs to
Oh
connect.
my gosh. Well, what a gift you are. Thanks so much for being with me. That's all we
you.
have for today, and we'll see you back here next time, friends.